Okay, sorry about that, but my phone went dead. So, let me try to finish up what I was saying. So, what I was saying is, if God has promised to send you someone, okay, but you're spending all your time and energy and pouring off into another person that you clearly know is not your spouse, and how you would clearly know someone is not your spouse. I think you would clearly know someone is not your spouse if it's just too much for you to bear. Meaning, there's too many just red flags for you. Like, if you like, but that could still be my flesh, fighting against something, whatever, or it could not be. But if someone is not your spouse, and you're study entertaining a person, that will block your regular spouse from coming in. That will block, it'll block your spouse from coming in. It'll delay your spouse from coming in. And it's nothing wrong with having a friend. But if you have a friend, what I've learned, because before, all the people that I dealt with, they bullied me, they used me, and they just dried me up. They took all my joy. They dried me up to where I had nothing left, nothing. So now it's like, okay, if God sends me a strictly friend, it has to be a give and receive type of thing. I am no longer going to just give and give, whether it's giving advice, whether it's giving I'm not going to just continue to give and not receive anything from the relationship, because that's how I dried myself out the first time around. Just being so caring, giving, loving, and people took my kindness for weakness. And I remember I had told my ex, I have nothing else to give anyone. And I meant he had took everything from me. He had took anything that I had left in me, he took it. So now moving forward, anyone that comes into my life, and it's not like I just want to take. No, it's not like that. But if I'm not getting fed from the relationship, then it's not worth me even diving into. It's not even worth me dealing. And that goes for anyone. Anyone should take that advice. If someone's not pouring into you, then just don't deal with them. I have to think and I'm probably petty, but that's okay, because going through this stuff, it probably has made me a little bit petty. But I feel and I don't know, because like I said, this stuff has levels to it. And I was really dealing with a demon. The demon kept hopping from dude to dude. Now I know that every dude that I was dealing with had the same type of get down, the same kind of personality, attitude. And it really, what it boiled down to, it was the same demonic spirit that I kept dealing with. And I think when I interacted with my last ex, when I was with him, and he was so demonic, he afflicted me, and that's where the soul ties come into play. I think I am free now from the soul ties, but there's other stuff that comes along with that. When you get into a relationship with an unyoked person, an evenly yoked person, you carry things from that relationship. That's just like if you're in a relationship with someone that you're supposed to be with. You guys start to think alike, act alike, crave the same foods. You could go into a relationship not liking a certain type of food, but as you're around that person longer and longer, next thing you know, you're eating that food. That's the best food. Oh, it's so good. You turned me on to this. That's how things work. So if you're in a relationship with a demonic entity, a demonic person, or someone that God has not ordained for you to be in a relationship with, it's going to be certain ties that demonic entity has sold to you. So it might be certain spirits that he inflicted onto you. And you have to get those spirits off of you, because now you're carrying them on you. And to be honest, I want to be so honest, because before me going through all this, I was not racist. I have biracial kids. So I was not racist at all. But after dealing with these men and seeing how the world treats certain groups of women, it's like a pecking call. And I think that dealing with him, this spirit, this racism spirit jumped on me. Because things that I really didn't pay attention to before. Okay, so let me give you some back data. Okay, so going through high school, junior high school, 9 out of 10 of my friends were biracial. I hung around that whole group of biracial girls where, you know, it's nothing but attention and fun, and attention and fun, because that's what it was. Okay, back then. Okay. Now, I never clung to, like, wanted to chill and hang out with white girls. I hung out with a couple of Mexican girls. But my thing was, I really didn't understand them probably. Like, I knew that they had a different life. They were treated different in life than black people. So I did not have a disdain, hate, or dislike for them. I truly just really didn't understand or get them. And then me hanging out with the biracial girls, or mixed or light-skinned girls. I grew up, my mom and aunts are light-skinned, Indian and black. So, and I'm dark-skinned, so it's a lot. It's a whole backstory to that. But, so my mom was very colorist. I grew up with a colorist mother. So when I hung out with biracial girls or light-skinned girls, it was like, my mom was like so happy, like if the girl was her child or something. She was so happy, and, you know, she would take us everywhere, and this is my daughter, this is her friend, this is my daughter, these are her friends, da, 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 aren't they so pretty, da, da. So it's like, she would be happy. And every time I brought a dark-skinned girl home, it was like, she'd be like, so-and-so's not your friend. She would treat them so mean. You would see the difference. Like, it was a total difference. And you know, it took me a while to understand all this stuff, because it was like, when I was younger, this is my mom telling me, like, we would be anywhere. We could be in the mall, the grocery store, at the racetrack. We could be anywhere. And she would see, like, a pretty light-skinned or mixed girl. And she would walk me up to them like they were some celebrity or something. And she would be like, oh, you're so pretty. This is my daughter, Tanya. Isn't she so pretty? My daughter was supposed to be mixed. Yeah, her dad was supposed to be white. Da-da-da-da. Tanya, see, you're supposed to look like her. And this is what she would say. But I still wouldn't understand it really. And they were really pretty girls. Like, they were pretty. Their hair was pretty. They were very pretty. But they weren't me. And it took I'd go outside and play with my friends, and she'd be like, you're getting so black, you're getting so dark, you're gonna have to stay out the sun. You know, it was just like, okay, like, I'm black. Like, so me growing up, I was told and felt that being black wasn't good enough. Like, you're never gonna be good at, like, it's not good enough. But it was like, oh, you're my pretty black baby. You're a pretty black baby. And then people back then would be like, you know, because I view a lot of mixed light-skinned girls. Like, oh, you're so pretty to be dark. You're so pretty to be black. Like, it was like, dang, like, what? Okay, whatever. Like, okay. But it was, and they'd be like, oh, you're not like the other black girls, or you're different. Like, it's just so weird though. But it's like, I didn't know that was colorism. Like, I didn't know that was racism. Like, I didn't know those were certain different things. And then as I got older and started dating guys and getting married and having babies and really paying attention to the world, now I see that dark women are not treated the best. Only time a dark woman is treated decent or good is when they are sexualizing her. If she got a heck of a body and she's usually sexualizing her in to some degree, and if she is like selling major dope, drugs, coochie, like that's the only time that a black female is really like, okay, dealt with. Like people deal with her, or they, for whatever reason. But as I start to open my eyes and see, okay, all the guys that I'm dating or being with are chasing, I'm finding they're cheating and chasing after biracial, light-skinned women and white women and Hispanic women as well. It's never another dark-skinned woman. It's never another dark-skinned, big booty woman. It's never none of that. It's never another dark-skinned, slim, pretty, attractive woman. No, it's never none of that. And then when I just seen the world in whole, because my eyes were so blind, because I went through life really blindly, thinking people just were nice and kind and everything. And so from the world's perspective, yeah, it's harder you'd have to be, and don't be a dark-skinned girl, dark-skinned woman, and on the thicker side of things. Don't do that, because that's really not allowed. They give you a little inch of a break if you, and then you can't even be that dark. They'll deal with a brown skin. Well, not that many brown skinned women are dealt with properly or defended like that. But there are some brown skinned women that are covered by these men in society. But yeah, after life it's just crazy. Like I couldn't even feel comfortable around my mother. Like if I go looking, because I like to be just my natural self. The world ain't ready for natural self. But I like to just be my natural self, whatever it is. So I would just be my natural, mopey looking, whatever self. And she would like, you need to do so much. You need to do so much. Oh my gosh. But then when I would get dressed up, it's like, oh my gosh, now you look like my, oh my gosh, now you look like, oh my gosh. Like, oh my goodness. But it wasn't like it was just weird. But, so like, if I meet a guy, whether he's sent to be a friend or anything else, if I see that all he's promoting is white, Hispanic, or biracial women, that's not the type of guy that I would want for a friend or anything else. I want, now, back then I dealt with stuff like that, would go for the okie dokie. But now moving forward, it's like, and maybe that's wrong on me, and that's just hurt, that I'm coming from hurt. That's how I feel though. Because it's like, if you're not promoting black women or you're not standing by black women, then I don't see you, because you don't see me. And I'm not just saying black women, like they got Kamala, and I know some people are voting for her, but they got Kamala, and they're like, oh, she's black, she's black, she's black. No, Kamala's not black. Megan is not black. Harry's wife is not black. She might be black to some people because one of her parents might have a little bit of, Amber Rose to me is not black. Jocelyn Hernandez is not black. These women are not black to me, not to me personally. They're not black to me. A couple of them ain't got really black in them. But the ones that do got Amber Rose, the ones that do got a little bit of black, they're not black to me because they have not been treated as, they will never be treated like a real black woman. It's so crazy to me how non-black women or biracial women can take over the black, like being blackness. It's just like, it's like, and the black women, the authentic, true black women, the authentic, true black women, I mean, black on black women, get treated poorly. No one protects them. No one stands up for them. Like, it's like we be out here offended by, like, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I see what it is. It's just, but it's good. It's good because it's good. It's good. It's several different people on the planet Earth. I learned my lesson now to not deal with nobody that's not for me. And there's so many signs that you can see when a person is not for you. You could ignore them. Like I used to ignore certain things and certain signs. I'm not ignoring anything no more. Nothing is sliding by me. Like, no. No. And then it's some people, I don't know. But I never really wanted to be like racist. But I think going through all this stuff, that whatever spirit or whatever I dealt with these men has made me, because I feel like white women, biracial, and I have biracial daughters. But to me, in my eyes, they're all black. And I know that's another story for another day. But they identify with they're biracial. I have one daughter that is more often toward blackness than the other one. So that's another story for another day. But yeah, it's just a trip to me. Like, it just is some cold. So if I know that how black women get treated now these days in 2024, just imagine how they got treated back then. Like people laugh at Harriet Tubman, talk about the way she looked, all kind of stuff they do. But I mean, it's just no respect for the black woman. It's none. But besides that, I've been asking God to take away the spirit of racism off of me, because that's what it is. It's a spirit. I don't want to have any ill feelings towards white or Hispanic women or biracial women or light skin. It's not their fault. It's truly not their fault. But see, how I interpret things and how I see it is that the world is automatically racist against dark black women. Automatically. We're always the end of some joke. It's always something. So how I see things is that, and why it hurts me when it comes to black men, that solely everyone's entitled to have their preference in who they choose. And they say that, love is blind and all this. I call BS. But, everybody's entitled to their own thing, free will, whatever. Okay.